Hello, it's another exciting episode of Love Unscripted. Today we are going to talk about marriage, the youth and marriage. I don't know why usually the youth finds it difficult to get into marriage. So today we are going to discuss about it. And I have here with me my guest. Don't forget to subscribe and like. There is Ghana Online Radio. Now let's get into it. You are welcome, man of God.
Thank you, my dear.
Okay. Now, marriage has become something, they say marriage entails a lot.
Yes.
So we want to know, why are people saying that? What is the misconception about it?
All right. Thank you for the privilege to be here. With marriage, I think, unfortunately, it's a misconception, like you just said.
Okay.
It's not something that is real. It's just a misconception because of the societal fear. And then the rate at which divorce is happening nowadays. Because statistically, just last year in 2024, so 1 out of 3 marriages that were joined together collapsed.
Wow.
So it makes people afraid to enter into that institution. That's why it's a widespread misconception that marriage is bad and all. But marriage is good. Obviously, it's something that God himself instituted. So marriage is good.
Okay.
Yes.
So what then is marriage?
Well, marriage is an institution that God created, to join two opposite sex. The emphasis on opposite sex.
Okay.
So that we don't have any queer and then what have you trying to marry.
Opposite sex, that
man and the woman, the two general sex we all know that God created. It's a union that God joins them together with the blessings of the family. So marriage is primarily family connecting two heads, two female and a male together who wants to live and then enjoy life.
So do we have diverse ways of marriage?
There obviously. I mean, there is the customary marriage, which is the law marriage. There is a traditional marriage, which you all know, and then there is civil marriage, which is just the court's marriage. And so there are several reasons why. Even when you go to those in the Islamic world, there are other types of marriages as well. But the recognized ones in Ghana are the 3 I just mentioned.
So do you think age should be an important factor to be considered in marriage?
Age, yes. Age should be because Ghana law predicts or says that anyone that is not above 18 cannot be given out to marry.
Okay.
And so you should be above the legal age limit. Yes. But I would say maturity is what should be looked at.
Okay.
The age is only for the legality of the state you find yourself in, the province you are in, but rather maturity, because if you are 20 and then you are 5 at heart, your marriage would collapse before it even starts. And so you must be legally 18 and beyond, but you must be matured enough to marry. That one does not have any age gap. Maturity does never have any age gap. You can be 20 and matured. You can be 18 and matured. You can be 30 and then very immature.
If you are 18 and you are matured, you can go into marriage. That's what you are trying to say.
Because Ghana says 18 and you can choose to marry. 18 means you are legal. You are of yourself. You will be tried in an adult court should you offend anybody. And so at that point, you can make such a clear decision. Yes.
Okay. So what are the preparations needed as a spinster or a bachelor before marriage? Are they preparation needed?
There is, obviously. That's a very powerful question you just asked. Okay. Anything you prepare towards, you fail in it. Okay. Should I have an examination to write in, let's say, a month time, and then I sleep and slumber in the course of the month, when I sit behind the paper, chances are that I'll fail.
Okay.
But if I prepare assiduously towards that paper and I go and sit there, I have a very clear possibility that I will pass. Okay. And so there are preparations to marriage. There are things to do before you marry. Number 1, you must consider your mental maturity.
Okay, mental health.
Mental maturity. Okay. The reason why I mention mental maturity first is because man is predominantly what our mind says we are. If someone is big, stout, and then their mind is not okay, that is why there is a lot of murderings going on. People trying to, manslaughter and what have you in marriages. So there should be mental maturity. That's the first thing. Okay. Your mind should be very astute. Okay. Even legally, you cannot vote if you're a madman. You can be 18 and if you're a mad, you cannot vote. It means you must be mentally sound and also matured. Okay. Because many people are sound but not matured at all. they behave as children. And so mental maturity or stability, and you must also be financially stable because marriage comes with a whole lot of things. It means you're going to live a life with the
Taking
other
care
person.
of
Exactly.
someone and all
You know, it takes financial obligations as well. So you should be financially stable. I don't mean you have to be rich.
Sure.
Just stable. It means you can live by.
Provide for
Exactly.
the needs of
Exactly.
someone.
And then you must be spiritually also stable. Very important. Life is a spiritual world. Anything outside spirituality is something that I'll frown upon.
Okay.
Everything proceeds from the spirit before you can see it here in the physical. And so I believe that if you're a Muslim, be an astute Muslim. If you're a Christian, be an astute Christian. If you're a religious man, be an astute religious man. Be somewhere.
Okay.
Be covenanted with something. You can't be in between. Be covenanted with something. Be spiritual about life. Yes, and then the last thing I would say with preparations, if I mention the last one, which is to do with the physical compatibility, it comes with a whole lot of factors.
Okay.
That one, you must check whether the person is someone that you connect with on a psychological level, your visions aligned, the person respects you. For the men, we look at respect. The person respects you, the person is ready to follow your lead, and then you see eye to where you guys are going. And with the women too, obviously the man is someone that thinks about your future, where you are going, your vision, wants the best out of you and honors you as a man, as a woman. So that was what I say with preparations.
So is marriage spiritual or based on understanding, or both?
Marriage, how God created marriage. You see, I will talk from the biblical point of view. How God created marriage, He created it for companionship.
Okay.
That's the main motive for marriage, for companionship. He said, and He saw that man was alone, and He created for him a helpmeet. And so the primarily focus on marriage is companionship. And so yes, obviously, you need the finger of God. That will almost become like spirituality. Are you following what I'm trying to say here?
Please.
That will almost become like spirituality, or that is spirituality. But marriage is more of understanding. Because I've had chances where people don't even know Jesus. People are not Christians, they are not Muslims, they are even pagans, but they've married successfully.
Wow.
So I would say it's more of understanding. And nevertheless, you need to also be spiritual, because you can do whatever you have learned to do, prepared to do, but you enter into the marriage and then things will be fighting you. All of a sudden, the man is behaving very funny.
Okay.
All of a sudden, the woman is behaving very funny. They are no more compatible. They are fighting left, right, and center. Even though these were people that were very okay, they love themselves, there's respect, mutual understanding, yet everything changed because we live in a very spiritual world. And so there must be a backing of spirituality. But marriage is predominantly understanding. When two people agree to do something.
Okay. We know marriage grows. So what are some of the deeds that when one portrays retards the growth of marriage?
I would say number one is infidelity. If there is a cheating partner, obviously. Okay. And so I think also respect is a part. So infidelity, it impedes the growth of marriage. Respect also impedes the growth of marriage. And then I would say lack of understanding, lack of purpose, where they don't know where they are going. So this one is going A, this one is going B. If they're not going to the same destination, there will be conflict all over. The Bible says Amos 3:3. It says, can two work together except they agree? Okay. And so we can only work together if we agree. So if we have diverse or different destinations, then it can impede the growth of marriage. There are many factors to it, but these are the three most important ones. Even lack of finances can also impede the growth of marriage.
Okay.
Yes, but I'm talking about the major ones. Major ones. That's infidelity, respect, and then not being compatible.
So what hinders the youth of late from the decision of marriage?
Come again?
What hinders
yes,
the youth of late from the decision of marriage?
Oh, I would say because we the youth today,
okay,
we want to get to a place because we have clear defined goals. We want to, let's say, get to a place. Maybe they said to themselves, a young man will say, oh, I want to get, let's say, 20,000 before I think of marrying. And then life is already hard, beating them down left and right. They've not gotten there yet, so they are not thinking about marriage. So I would say because they've not gotten to their defined destination, exactly, that's why they don't want to get into marriage. Number two, they are scared. Like I just said with the statistics, many people are divorcing. Okay. Imagine they came from a broken home. they are scared that they might marry and then it will break up. So it's also one impediment for the youth not to enter marriage. And number 3, lack of commitment. You are not ready to commit.
Okay.
We are not ready to commit. Everybody wants to, most people, not everybody, most people want to play around, have fun. So getting stuck with someone for the rest of their lives, exactly, they want variety. That's the word. They want variety.
Yeah.
You know, something to be African around. Not to say I'm stuck with Amma and then for the next
variety
years.
Is the space of life, so.
But that does not come into marriage. If you want to marry, obviously your variety should be your wife.
Okay.
And then should be your husband. And so it's like lack of commitment. They don't want to commit. They're not ready to commit.
Okay.
That's one of the impediments of the youth nowadays to marry. Okay. Yes, please.
So what do you have to say?
I think marriage is a fine institution. Depending on who wants to enter. Prepare, like we just spoke about. Prepare adequately, but prepare spiritually. Most importantly, because you can prepare with reading all the marriage material books and all that, and then you still enter and you realize it's a very different ball game because the person you prepared about is coming with some unusual character that did not pop up in the courtship process. So preparation is very needed and very important. Spiritual preparation and even physical preparation. And then number 2 would be the people that are about to marry. The 2 young couple must say to themselves, we are going nowhere. Okay. Even if we are not working out, we would have to find a way to work it out.
So,
yes, please.
What advice would you give to the youth? You know, I'm sure most of the youth, we want to marry, but there is this perception we have in mind that is stopping us from getting married. So what advice would you give to we the youth? If
you dare to take a risk, you cannot win in life.
Okay.
If you don't dare to take a risk, pardon me, you cannot win in life. Okay. You must be someone that is daring. Okay. Starting a business is daring to take a risk. Starting a venture is daring to take a risk. Even our life is daring. Okay. Because you can be here today, you are off tomorrow. And so you must be willing to take a risk. Marriage is also one of the risks that we are afraid to take. But if you take and you win, you've won. And having been married to someone that supports your vision, it helps you more. It helps you more because the Bible says that one shall put to fight 1,000, 2 at 10,000. And so if you are doing one, if you marry someone that is wise, not just anybody, someone that supports your vision, someone that wants to go far with you, it means whatever you were able to do one, the person would not just double it up for you. It will become more like a very big thing, 10 times of what you were doing. That's what the Bible says. And so marriage is a good thing. The youth should not be afraid. You must be daring. If you meet somebody you love, you think the person meets your criteria. The criteria is number 1, the person must be God-fearing. Okay. It's that one is on the cover. We can't change it. It's something that is static. God-fearing. Number 2 is respect. Okay. Number 3 is compatibility. Somebody I will say you connect with visions and all that. Okay. Are you following here? Yes. And then I will say number 4 is someone that honors their parents. If the person does not honor their parents, I would say here, don't marry them. Wow. No reason. Whether the parents took care of them, the parents did not take care of them, don't marry them.
What's your reason?
The reason is very simple. Anybody that is not ready to honor their parents cannot honor you. They couldn't honor the ones that brought them on earth. Mm-hmm. But the one that met them on the way, if you think they will honor you, they will not honor you. So I insist that if you are in the courtship process and the lady it's having qualms with the father, the mother, which most times have genuine reasons. If the parents were not really responsible, encourage them, bring them to a biblical understanding of forgiveness. Let them genuinely forgive, no matter the level of hurt, and move on in life. Okay. I don't necessarily mean they have to be friends. Some people come from very toxic upbringing that they don't have any relationship with their parents, mother, father. So I understand that they might be pain and all that. So I didn't say they should be friends with their family. I only said they should honor them. There should be a clear path where bygones is bygones, forgiveness has taken place, and they are moving on. Because that is a seed. If they sow a seed of unforgiveness, you reap it. Okay. So they should sow a seed of forgiveness so that in course of life, when something happens, you guys can forgive each other and move on to the next. So someone that honors the parents as well. So God-fearing, someone that respects, mutual respect, someone that has a clear vision where you are going and all that, and someone that honors their parents. Yes. And I would say lastly, someone that will not give up. Okay. Someone that will not give up. In a marriage. Okay. Marriage is a big thing. It's a very big thing. If you don't know it's a big thing, just check the statistics.
Okay.
People are going to spend, let's say, 100,000 cedis, 50,000 cedis, whatever thousand cedis to marry. And then you hear 1 year time. Don't we hear this all around? They've broken up like, so people that said we are in love. So this will bring you to this point. Love does not keep marriage. What we say, love does not keep marriage. People can be in love and still divorce. Marriage is not the feeling, the erotic feeling. We will talk about the stages of marriage if time permits one day.
Okay.
But if someone dwells in the erotic feeling and it dies, the marriage will die. Rather, the person should dwell on commitment. Okay. I am committed to you for life, whether I like it or yes. Okay. Except death come between us.
So death do us apart.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what I would say to the youth.
Okay. Thank you. I hope we've learned something because me, I've learned something. Thank you for listening. Catch us same time. Bye.
Bye.